Hi everyone and welcome to my What Books I Got for Christmas video. I just want to show you guys what books I got for Christmas because I love looking at other videos of people of what books they got for Christmas. So I really enjoy watching them. So I thought I'd share with you all what books I got for Christmas. So let's get into it. So the first book I got is by Catherine May. It's Wintering and it's a lovely little book. It starts in September and brings you all the way through to spring. I've actually started reading this. I've just read up to January. It basically just shows you how to live in the moment, embrace the winter. It's a lovely read. I would recommend it to anyone who struggles with winter. It's just, it makes you want to embrace the winter. So yeah, I've been dying to get this, so yeah, I'm so happy now that I have it. And you could probably read it every winter as well, just to get you in the mood for winter. So yeah, fab. So that's the first one. And the next one I got is What You Are Looking For is in the library, and it's by Michiko Ayama. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've just started to read Japanese books by Japanese authors. In the autumn I read Days in the Morisaki Bookshop, which I thought was fabulous, and I really enjoy it's the difference. The writing is different and the feeling. So yeah, I think this year I'm going to start reading more Japanese authors. So basically this book is about so it says, a restless retail assistant looks to gain new skills. A mother tries to overcome demotion at work after maternity leave. A conscientious accountant yearns to open an antique store. A recently retired salaryman searches for newfound purpose. So basically all visitors to the library. So I think it's all about different characters' lives and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Now the next book I got, which was recommended to me by two friends, is Travels with a Donkey in the Chevans by Robert Louis Stevenson, also the author of Treasure Island. And there's other stories in this too. It's all his travel writings. So when he travelled all around the world, and he's quite an interesting person, Robert Louis Stevenson. So I'm really excited to read that. The next one I got, which has been on my to be read list for ages, it's The Autobiography of a Supertramp by W.H. Davies. And this sounds like a really great read. So it's basically the experience of a young destitute Welshman in America and Britain. Basically he was born in a pub, and he learned early in his life to rely on his wit and his fists and to drink. So he's touring around, he's drinking, he's apparently has a great spirit, and I think this book is regarded as a classic. So I'm really excited to read it. And also there's a quote on the back from George Bernard Shaw, who I'm a massive fan of, and he says, "I have read it through from beginning to end and would have read more had there been any more to read." So I will definitely enjoy this. The next book I got was actually a gift from my best friend, and it's The Wild Isles, and it's an anthology of the best of British and Irish nature writing, and it's chosen by Patrick Barkham. And basically it goes through all the old kind of writers, the old nature writers in England and in Ireland, and he's picked out the best. And there's just so many books that he's chosen. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to read all these books. It's just like little bits from each book that he mentions. So an example would be To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, which I haven't read, so there's a little bit about that. Which also is another one that I do want to read. Who else is mentioned? Oh yeah, H is for Hawk by Helen MacDonald, which also I want to read. So I can guarantee you, of all these books mentioned, they're probably going to be on my to be read for this year. So a really, really beautiful book, and the cover is stunning, as you can see. So yeah, it's a big one too. It's quite thick, so you'll be dipping in and out. So it's a good one to have, and a lovely gift, of course, for my lovely best friend. And the next one I got is Living Among the Puffins on Skellig Michael, which is in Ireland, and it's by Catherine Merrigan. And my favourite bird is the puffin, so this will be it's not a big read, but it has lovely little photographs of the puffins and the little pufflings. And I think this lady was a tour guide and she went to live. Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful, beautiful bird. Anyway, I think she was a travel guide and she went to live on this island with the puffins for the summer or a few months. So I'd just be interested to read her adventure. So beautiful. Look, there's the island there. It was actually where Star Wars was made. I haven't been there yet, but I plan to go there maybe in the summer. How beautiful. The puffins. Anyway, it's a short little read, but still I'm sure it's very interesting. What else did I get? I got An Irish Folklore Treasury by John Creedon. And again, it's a selection of the old stories and the old ways and wisdom from all over Ireland, going back to the 1930s. So it'd be interesting to read all the folk tales, as I'm a big fan of folklore and I like to know all the old ways, and it's important to keep them going if we can. There's a nice little illustration there of donkeys and then cows and stuff. Very nice. Yeah, so that'll be a fun read. Again, you can dip in and out of it. It's a nice hardback as well, so it's a nice one to have. Okay, so the next section of books I got are classics. So one I've been dying to read for ages is Emily Bronte, and that's Wuthering Heights. And I got this gorgeous little, what's it the name of the it's by Flame Tree. Yeah, so it's a Flame Tree edition, and as you can see, the edges there are gold. It's really, really cute little book. At the beginning of the year I read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and that was my introduction to the Brontes. So this will be my second one to read. Now I do want to read the whole collection. I think there's 7 books in total, so I do want to read all the books by the 3 sisters, because I'm a big fan, and I'm hoping to go visit where they're from, and the little village, the little village where you can go and see, you can go walk on the moors, and I haven't been, but I'm excited to go. So yeah, this one is a lovely little edition. It's tiny, you could put it in your bag, and it's very sweet. So yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into that. So that's one of the classics. And then another one I got was A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, the same author as The Secret Garden. So I loved The Secret Garden, so I'm pretty sure I will enjoy this because I really enjoy her writing, and I believe there's many other great books she's written. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. It's not a long read either, so this should be great. The next one on my to be read list again is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This has been recommended by many people, and I'm really excited to read this. It's basically like narcissism and all about what he looked like, and he was infatuated with his beauty, and he sold his soul to ensure he looked perfect. And I can't wait to read it. It sounds like a really interesting read. Also, I do like some of Oscar Wilde's books. I have read a lot of the children's stories, even as a child. The Selfish Giant is a really great one to read. I remember reading that at school, and I actually reread it recently as my son was reading it. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. Another classic I got for Christmas, as I'd never read it before, is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And I'm already halfway through this, and it's a great read. I have seen the movie, but I've never read the book, so it's brilliant. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the relationship between the sisters and their adventures and each and every little personality. Yeah, it's a fabulous read. I definitely recommend. And apparently I read recently, I think she has a book called Little Men. I could be wrong. So yeah, she's one I'm going to look into for her other books. So yeah, definitely it's definitely a Christmas read as well, because it starts at Christmas too. So yeah, it's fabulous. And the next one I got is Walden and Civil Disobedience: Life in the Woods by Henry David Thoreau. I've been looking forward to reading this for a long time. It comes up quite a lot. It's mentioned quite a lot by people that I follow and friends I've been talking to. So I have actually started to read this, because it's written a long time ago, and it's a different style of writing. It does take time to get into it, to kind of to be able to follow the way of writing. But once you start getting into it, it's really good. So basically, Henry David Thoreau was born in 1817 in Massachusetts. He was an American naturalist, essayist, poet, and philosopher. He didn't want to be governed. He wanted to govern himself. So many things he didn't like about slavery and injustice to people, and he was disgusted with slavery and the Mexican-American War. So basically he built a cabin in the woods, and he went to live there for 2 years, and these are basically his stories and what he came across, and how he realized that this is society are so materialistic, and you can just go off and live in the wild and still enjoy life, or maybe enjoy it more. So yeah, it's a really interesting read. I wanted to read this as well because I also got the book Into the Wild for Christmas, by John Kramer, or Crowmer, whichever, I'm not sure. And I've been wanting to read that, and this book is mentioned in Into the Wild a lot. So, and the guy, Chris McCandles, who was the guy who went into the wild, this would have been his inspiration, maybe. Like he carried this book with him, and it was highlighted a lot in the story. So he would have been an inspiration to him. So yeah, anyway, if you're into the wild and living off grid, and it's just it's a good one to start with. So that's that one. And another book I had been trying for ages to find, and eventually I found it, is the collected short stories of Sake, also known as Hector Hugh Munro. And a friend of mine recommended a short story called The Lumber Room. I couldn't find it, and eventually I found this, but it's in the collection of short stories from 1914, and the short stories are called Beasts and Super Beasts. So the whole collection is in here, and there's many Beasts and Super Beasts. So I found it, the lumber room is in here, so I can't wait to start with that. But yeah, he was of the 1930s again, so it will be old style writing, but again, that's what I like. So yeah, it's quite a big book too, so I can't wait to get stuck into this. Yeah, it's really H.H. Munro, such an interesting character as well, like yeah, just different. So that's most of the classics. And so the next one I actually got this in a charity shop, and it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy, and it's such a beautiful little book. It's basically just a feel good. Look how beautiful is that. It's a feel good, it's just basically a feel good book. It's all about the boy with the fox and the mole. And so I'll give you an example here. So, "I'm so small," said the mole. "Yes," said the boy, "but you make a huge difference." So it's that kind of story. It's just real feel good, boost your spirits. I'll give you another example here. So, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "Kind," said the boy. So it's just a real feel good. It's for adults and children. I mean, any age could enjoy, but it's really well done, and the illustrations are really beautiful. So I would definitely recommend this. It's such a beautiful. It's so well done as well, and well done to Charlie Mackesy. He's such a great illustrator too. So that's that one. And the next one I got is by Brené Brown, and it's called Atlas of the Heart. And it says "Mapping Meaningful Connection and the Language of Human Experience." And so I'll just read the back. In Atlas of the Heart, Brown takes us on a journey through 87 of the emotions and experiences that define what it means to be human. As she maps the necessary skills and an actionable framework for meaningful connection, she gives us the language and tools to access a universe of new choices and second chances. A universe where we can share and steward the stories of our bravest and most heartbreaking moments with one another in a way that builds connection. So it's basically all about connection, humans connecting with each other, showing vulnerability, just opening up, being vulnerable, being human. I actually watched one of Brené Brown's TED talks. I can't remember what it's called, but it really made me want to read this because she's such an amazing human being. So yeah, also I think there's nice illustrations. I thought I saw illustrations somewhere. No, yeah, it was just pictures and just like quotes and stuff and nice pictures, and yeah, so also I've started that too. So yeah, so if you want to know more about human connection, that's for you. The next one I got, which is on my to be read list for years and years and years and years, and I never got around to buying it, and so I bought it for Christmas. So it's The Invisible Rainbow, A History of Electricity and Life by Arthur Firstenberg. And basically he researches over the last 220 years how society has evolved a universal belief that electricity is safe for humanity and the planet, and he basically studied to show and researched to show that on our health, the effects on our health, how bad electricity can be, and you know, certain things and certain diseases, like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, they're all related to electrical pollution, so it will be a good read. It's one I've had on my list for years, so it'll be very, very interesting to read. And there's lots of pictures and diagrams, and so it's all well backed up. So yeah, it's quite a big book too, so it'll be, if you're into that kind of thing, it'll be a very good read. And then my last little bunch of books, so this one is called The Flower Farmer, and it's an organic guide to growing organic flowers, raising them and selling them as cut flowers. So it's a big business, and I do love organic gardening and I do love flowers, so I'm sure there'll be lots of tips in here how to grow your own flowers. It's a nice book too. It has pictures and lovely pictures of the flowers, and yeah, it's just one that I've wanted to read for a while, so it's a great resource book. So that's that one. And then I got a lovely little collection it's a collection I've wanted now for a while, and it's by Sally Coulthard. So we have the Book of the Earthworm, so it's all fun facts about the earthworm and how they're so important to life and the soil, and so many other reasons why they're amazing. So that's one. And then the Book of the Barn Owl, again similar, and they have also nice little illustrations inside and lots of fun facts and interesting things that I probably don't know about barn owls. Another one here on the hedgehog, again similar, again nice little illustrations. That is so cute, look at that. So lots to learn about hedgehogs, and maybe how to invite them in and take care of them, and how good they are for, again, the planet. And then the last one is the Bee Bible, all about bees, what flowers you can grow, for bumblebees, what plants you can leave around wildflower areas, stuff like that. So yeah, I thought they'd be nice little reads, interesting reads. And then I also got another book by Sally Coulthard, and it's called The Barn, and again it's all about her North Yorkshire farmhouse, and there's an old barn and all about the farm and the old ways again, and yeah, thought it'd be a nice read. So that's Sally's stuff. And then the last few books I got was this one, which is on my to be read for maybe a year. I saw this last Christmas, so I finally got it this Christmas. An Almost Impossible Thing by Fiona Davison, and it's the radical lives of Britain's pioneering women gardeners. So yeah, it's a big interest for me. It was also the RHS Book of the Year, so it'll be interesting to read about the women farmers from back then and gardeners, being one myself, so it'll be lovely to read. And then another one that was recommended by my farming friends is East of Eden. It's a classic, and it's by John Steinbeck, and it's from 1952, but I've been told it's relevant to today, and yeah, the practices back then. But I'll just read the back. It says, I believe that there is one story in the world and only one. Humans are caught in their lives, in their thoughts, and in their hungers and ambitions, and in their kindness and generosity too, in a net of good and evil. There is no other story. A man, after he has brushed off the dust and chips off his life, will have left only the hard, clean questions. Was it good or was it evil? Have I done well or ill? So John Steinbeck, he also has lots of other books that if I do enjoy this one, Of Mice and Men is another one, and there's a few others. So I've been dying to read this, so I actually can't wait to read it. So that's another one. And then the last lovely little book I got is Step into Nature, and it's a chronicle of Irish nature through the year, and it's by Rachel McKenna, and it's a gorgeous little hardback. I've already started this, so it basically goes through the months, and she goes off exploring, and she shows what wildflowers are growing each month, what insects, trees, mushrooms, insects, that kind of thing. So I've already read January, and also she mentions what wildflowers you can eat, what they were used for medicinally. It's just a lovely little kind of diary journal through the whole year. So yeah, it's a lovely one to have. So excuse me. So that's all my books I got for Christmas. Let me know what books you have gotten, or if you've gotten any of the books I've gotten, or by the similar authors. I'd love to know, because I'm such a big bookworm. So thanks a mil for watching, and hopefully see you all soon with another video. Bye.